Captain Zorvax of the illustrious Xanthel fleet adjusted his crimson cape with a flourish. The crew of the Stellar Diplomat buzzed around him in preparation for their latest mission, a diplomatic visit to the newly discovered planet Earth. The humans had shown promise in the galactic community, and it was time to extend a hand or tentacle of friendship. Lieutenant Yalnix, status report, Zorvax commanded, his voice echoing through the control room. All systems green, Captain. We are prepared to make contact with the human representatives, Yalnix replied, his scales shimmering under the ship's fluorescent lights. As the ship descended through Earth's atmosphere, the crew marveled at the planet's vibrant colors and diverse ecosystems. From the window, Zorvax observed vast oceans glistening under the sun, sprawling forests teeming with life, and bustling cities that glowed like beacons of civilization. The Stellar Diplomat touched down in a designated area within a large spaceport, greeted by a delegation of humans wearing bright smiles and formal attire. A massive banner overhead read "Welcome Xanthel Delegation" in bold, friendly letters. The human ambassador, a cheerful woman named Dr. Emma Collins, stepped forward. "Welcome, Captain Zorvax and esteemed crew, to Earth. We are honored to have you here." Zorvax, ever the picture of diplomacy, extended his clawed hand. "Thank you, Dr. Collins. We are equally honored to visit your remarkable world." After the formalities, the humans and Xanthels exchanged gifts. The humans presented an array of artifacts, from ancient relics to advanced technologies. One particularly interesting artifact was an ancient human device called a vinyl record player, accompanied by a selection of records. Zorvax's eyes gleamed with curiosity as he listened to the warm, nostalgic sound of music emanating from the device. In return, the Xanthels offered rare minerals and intricate sculptures from their home planet, Xanthor. The sculptures depicted scenes of Xanthel history, showcasing their rich cultural heritage. Dr. Collins marveled at the exquisite craftsmanship and the luminescent quality of the minerals. "Now," Dr. Collins said with a twinkle in her eye, "we have a special treat prepared for you. Our culinary team has crafted a selection of Earth's finest foods for you to try." The crew of the Stellar Diplomat was led to a grand hall where tables were laden with an impressive array of dishes. The scents wafting through the air were unlike anything the Xanthels had encountered before. Captain Zorvax eyed the spread with a mixture of curiosity and apprehension. The hall itself was a marvel, with high ceilings adorned with intricate frescoes depicting Earth's history and achievements. Large windows provided a panoramic view of the bustling spaceport and the distant city skyline. The humans had gone to great lengths to make their guests feel welcome. Lieutenant Yalnix leaned in and whispered, "Captain, are you sure this is wise? Our digestive systems are quite different." "Nonsense, Lieutenant. It is a gesture of goodwill. We must partake," Zorvax replied, though he couldn't help but notice a peculiar dish that seemed to be pulsating slightly. Dr. Collins gestured to the table. "Please, help yourselves. We've prepared a variety of options, both familiar and exotic." The Xanthels cautiously approached the table. Zorvax picked up a small, round object called a meatball. It was surprisingly heavy for its size. He took a bite, and his eyes widened in surprise. The flavor was rich and savory, unlike anything he'd tasted before. "This is quite delicious," he admitted, much to the crew's relief. Lieutenant Yalnix, emboldened by the captain's approval, sampled a dish labeled spaghetti. The long, thin strands were difficult to manage. But once he succeeded, the taste was unexpectedly delightful. As the feast continued, the Xanthels grew more adventurous. A young ensign named Glorvik decided to try a particularly colorful dish known as jalapeno poppers. "These look intriguing," Glorvik said, popping one into his mouth. Moments later, his eyes bulged, and he let out a strangled gasp. Smoke seemed to emanate from his nostrils, and his scales turned an alarming shade of red. "Fire! There's fire in my mouth," he bellowed, rushing to find water. Dr. Collins and the human delegation stifled their laughter as they quickly brought over a glass of milk. "Here, drink this. It will help," she offered. Captain Zorvax raised an eyebrow. "Is this some form of human trial by fire?" Dr. Collins shook her head, smiling. No. It's just a spicy pepper. We should have warned you." Despite the incident, the Xanthels continued to sample the offerings, growing more appreciative of the variety and complexity of human cuisine. They discovered the sweetness of desserts like chocolate cake and the refreshing taste of fresh fruits. By the end of the meal, the Xanthels were pleasantly full and considerably more relaxed. Captain Zorvax stood and addressed the room. "Dr. Collins, esteemed humans, we are grateful for this experience. It has been both enlightening and spicy." Laughter filled the hall, and Dr. Collins raised her glass in a toast to new friends and shared adventures. As the evening drew to a close, the Xanthels and humans exchanged stories and laughter, finding common ground in their differences. The bonds formed over the shared meal were stronger than any formal treaty. During their conversations, the Xanthels learned about Earth's diverse cultures, traditions, and history. They were fascinated by the human concept of festivals, where entire communities would come together to celebrate with music, dance, and food. Dr. Collins explained the significance of holidays like Thanksgiving and Diwali, which emphasized themes of gratitude and light. The Xanthels, in turn, shared stories of their own festivals, such as the Luminal Convergence, a spectacular event where the skies of Xanthor were illuminated by natural bioluminescent phenomena. They spoke of their art, music, and the deep spiritual connection they felt with their planet. Dr. Collins also introduced the Xanthels to the concept of human literature. She gifted them a selection of books, ranging from classic novels to contemporary fiction. Captain Zorvax was particularly intrigued by a book titled Moby Dick, which Dr. Collins described as an epic tale of adventure and obsession on the high seas. The next day, as the Stellar Diplomat prepared to depart, Captain Zorvax and Dr. Collins stood on the tarmac, watching the sunrise. The sky was painted with hues of pink and orange, a sight that filled Zorvax with a sense of wonder. "Thank you for your hospitality, Dr. Collins. We have learned much from this visit," Zorvax said. "And we from you, Captain. We look forward to many more exchanges in the future," Dr. Collins replied. As the Xanthel ship ascended into the sky, the crew reflected on their adventure. Lieutenant Yelnix turned to Zorvax. "Captain, if I may ask, what was your favorite dish?" Zorvax pondered for a moment, then grinned. "The meatballs, without a doubt. Though I think I will pass on the jalapenos in the future." The crew chuckled, and Zorvax couldn't help but feel a newfound appreciation for the unpredictable and wondrous nature of human culture. As they journeyed back to their home planet, the stories of their misadventure with human food would become legendary, a testament to the power of shared experiences in bridging the vast distances between stars and species. Back on Xanthor, the crew shared their tales with their fellow Xanthels. They spoke of the vibrant cities of Earth, the warmth of human hospitality, and the unexpected adventure of sampling human food. The story spread quickly, sparking a newfound curiosity about Earth and its inhabitants. Soon, more Xanthel ships were dispatched to Earth, each crew eager to experience the wonders of the blue planet for themselves. Cultural exchanges flourished, leading to a deeper understanding and stronger ties between the two species. Captain Zorvax and Dr. Collins remained in close contact, their friendship symbolizing the successful alliance between Xanthor and Earth. They continued to share stories, recipes, and even occasional diplomatic challenges, always finding ways to learn from each other and grow together. As the years passed, the bond between the Xanthels and humans only grew stronger. They collaborated on scientific projects, explored each other's art and literature, and even celebrated their unique festivals together. The legacy of that first misadventure with human food became a cherished story, a reminder of how curiosity, humor, and a willingness to embrace the unknown could lead to the most extraordinary of friendships. And so, the tale of Captain Zorvax, the Stellar Diplomat, and the infamous jalapeno popper became a legend, told and retold across the galaxy, inspiring future generations of Xanthels and humans to seek out new experiences, form lasting bonds, and always be prepared for a bit of spice.